John Jones claims he's re-entered the drug testing pool ahead of proposed UFC White House event.
That's pretty huge.
I knew about the UFC White House event. This isn't a flex, but I knew it was confirmed for like 4 months now.
Wow.
Everyone wants to fight on that card. At the White House? That's insane. Now, if you make it political, you're like, oh, God, the UFC's so tied in with Trump. Just take all that out of it, whoever you voted for. This is how far the UFC's come. The UFC is fighting at the White House. That's insane. That should be celebrated. Yeah, but Trump, I don't give a fuck if Kamala Harris or Pete Buttigieg's gay butt was the president. Dude, if the UFC's at the White House, that is insane, dude. You know how big that is? That's so cool. Yeah. Despite whatever, if you sway left, sway right, take all that out of it. The UFC is having an event at the freaking White House. Let that sink in. So cool. Everyone and their mom wants to fight in this card. Now, just going through, so you're going to have some American fighters on there, clearly, right? We're not going to do this like UFC Noches, where we have a Brazilian headline it, right? We got to have Americans. The problem is the Americans really aren't thriving right now, are we? Especially as champ status. We don't have a ton of Americans crushing it. A few guys come to mind that you have to have on there, even though they're not champs. Bo Nickel, Mr. Captain America. You got to have Bo Nickel on there. You have to have Ben Askren healthy, walk out. You got to do that. Yeah, dude, I would assume Colby Covington is on that card. Probably gets beat up, but either way, you have him on there. Mm-hmm. If John Jones was able to come back, man, did he speed track his USADA stuff because he wants to fight at the White House? Because if you did John Jones Aspinall on the White House lawn, what? Now Connor Tizay's come back. I don't see that happening. Excited with President Trump announcing a UFC fight event at the White House. I would be honored. Count me in. I just don't see it happening. But if you're going to do it, you would have Michael Chandler. He comes out with the American flag, and he's a big Trump supporter. So is Connor. God, think of that card. The UFC goes all out. Because it's not like this is going to happen all the time. And, I mean, the Republicans are going to hold it for a while. You got JD Vance, who's coming in hot, who's a monster. The Dems, good luck beating him. But still, it's not like JD Vance and Dana are close like Trump. So let's say this is one of one at the White House. You got to go all out.
Yeah.
So if you have asked, did they say when it is?
2026, July 4th.
Okay, we have some time. Okay, so wow. So if we have some time, you could definitely do Connor. Connor could come back. You do Connor Chandler. Gotta have Gaethje on there. He's American. You got Bo Nickel. John Jones Aspinall. That card could be so stacked if you do it right. Wonder how they're going to do the fans.
I know you can't, right?
I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it like when this is an extreme jump, but remember when Strikeforce used to do events at the Playboy Mansion? Mm. They would do it on the lawn there. And they would like cut it off so you couldn't go into the mansion. I mean, some of the guys made it in there, but I'm just saying the average person couldn't. They're gonna have to do something with that.
Yeah, it's like a smaller version of Apex.
Conor McGregor, the only place where disputes truly get settled, the White House. Dude, take my money. I mean, I've been retired for a hot second. I would get my shit together to fight at the White House.
Dude, that'd be dope.
Yeah, just don't test me. Just. Hey, Mick, I love you. Just let's forget about USADA, but your boy would fight at the White House.
How long would that take to get stuff out of your system? Like a month? 2 months?
As long as I've been on it, 6 years. I don't know. Yeah, probably a month.
Yeah.
Feel like shit. But, yeah, you could have the cowboy fight on there. American Patriot. Yeah, you got to go with the American theme. The problem is, I think John's our only American champ.
I think you're right.
And not a great look. Marab, Pantoja, Marab, Volkanovski, nope. Ilya, nope. JDM, nope. DDP, nope. Magomedov, doubt he's getting on there. Tom Aspinall, yes. As far as fighting on that card. And then Shevchenko, Zhang Weili, the Chinese ain't fighting on there. Kyla Harrison.
Oh yeah, shit.
She's our only American champ. Holy shit, dude. We've fallen off like a motherfucker.
I mean, John is basically still.
Dude, what if the UFC said, you know what? We're going to go all out. Now we're waiting a hot second for these fights, so it doesn't make much sense. But if you did Tom, John, that's your headliner. That's selling fucking
Hell yeah.
cakes, right? You got Tom, John, Kayla Harrison, Amanda Nunes. So you got American, you got Big American, you got Bo Nickel, you got Colby Covington, you got Justin Gaethje, Bo Nickel. Did I say Gaethje already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right.
And you have Strickland. And you do Strickland Izzy on. You for sure have to have Strickland. Yeah, Strickland all day. Strickland was built for this fucking thing. You have Strickland Izzy on there. Well, the UFC pull those big dogs out. It's going to be expensive. I assume the White House is fronting the bill, so they got money. You know what I'm saying? You look at their budget, and they got money. Maybe stop going to so many wars and put some money towards the UFC and stack this thing for us.
How would it be though without? I mean, would it be as fun to watch without an audience?
Well, there's going to be an audience.
I mean, like, in the crowd.
Oh, I don't give a shit about any of that.
You don't?
No, because there'll be an audience. There won't be 15,000 people.
Yeah.
But I bet there'll be a few thousand.
Yeah. There's something about seeing people reacting, that makes it.
Yeah, I don't give a
fun
shit
for
about
me.
any of that, dude. It's at the White House. This isn't the Apex Center. This is the White House.
It is the White House, which is legendary if that happens.
So freaking cool. I'll tell you who's not going to be on there is Julio Chavez Jr. He's probably not going to make that card.
Yeah.
That dude just got kicked out of the United States and apprehended here after he lost to Jake Paul. And people are like, oh, this is ridiculous, man. He's a Mexican citizen. His dad's a legend. And then the government goes, no. We apprehend him because his ties to the cartel. And you're like, oh, say less.
Yeah, the story.
So this says
behind it, too.
report Mexican cartel allegedly used henchman Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to beat up people like a punching bag.
Yeah. If
I
that's
feel like
true,
there's a
that's
better way
freaking
to
crazy.
execute and torture people than have this, because he's not exactly a knockout artist, some of those guys are talking shit like, oh God, here comes 10 rounds of fury, During this period, they explained how one of the cartel members took a girlfriend to a safe house where they were kidnapped people in a warehouse with weapons. There he saw how El Nini ordered his guys to be tied up and hung like a punching bag for Chavez Jr. to hit him.
I mean, they actually did arrest him and they're deporting him. So there's got to be some truth to this.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
just feel
freaking
like if you're the
crazy.
cartel, I mean, it's a slight flex, but there has to be better ways to torture people than have a guy,
Professional boxer beating you up.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into that. You got to call him. Is he available? How's your hands? Any injuries? Did you warm up?
This is just insane, though. I don't know.